Well, hi everybody. Welcome to my channel. I'm Todd Banner. Well, yeah, kind of messed up. Shot an image on my G9 Mark II, which I'm filming on, at 10,000 ISO. So how did that happen? You might recall I put up a video a few weeks back about Montrose Point Bird Sanctuary. Down on the Chicago lakefront. And in previous videos that I've taken down in that area on bright days, I used to use a fixed ND filter, like a 3 or 4 stop. I don't remember. I'd have to look. Don't really quite remember. But I decided to try out using variable ND filters because it wasn't uncommon that I'd want to shoot a still photo and have to take the filter off, because having the filter on meant that at the shutter speed that I wanted to use, a higher shutter speed I wanted to use for the photo, the ISO would go really high. So I thought, well, maybe I will try variable NDs, because then when I switch back to a photo, I can turn it all the way to the minimum setting and take care of that problem. That's the catch. You have to remember to do that. I bought these Neewer, Neewer, and I've bought other products from them, and they're usually pretty good. So they have these ND filters, these variable ND filters now, like $36, $37. And looked at the reviews, and people felt that they were pretty good. They're touted as being true color. So I bought 2 of them, one in 67mm for my 100 to 300, and one in 58mm to fit my 12 to 35 and my 35 to 100 f2.8 lenses. And the other thing about these lenses, these filters, is that they have a nanoparticle coating, so it's a pretty advanced coating, which is good, because here's the rub with these things, with these variable NDs, and I think this is universal. And that is, if you mount this to your lens, this is the 100 to 300, the outer ring is larger than the hood diameter, so you can't use these with a hood. However, what I discovered was the flare control is actually very good. So pointing it into the sun, you don't get much flare at all, so that's a good thing. So essentially what happened was, when I was filming and photographing for that video on Montrose Point Bird Sanctuary, I was shooting video, and then I saw a red-winged blackbird and decided to take a still photo, switched over to one of the photo modes, but then forgot to turn this down to its lowest setting, which of course is still 1 stop. So you're still losing 1 stop on a bright day, not a big deal. Of course, the 100 to 300 is an f4 to f5.6 lens, so not very fast. So if it's somewhat dimmer, that might be an issue, but if it's somewhat dimmer, you might not even need a ND filter. But what was surprising to me was that I didn't think the grain in the photos shot at 10,000 ISO were that big. I didn't think it was that bad. Certainly better than things would have been, say, 10 years ago with older cameras. And I recently, I think I mentioned this in a previous video, this is graduation time, and the papers that I photograph for cover all of the graduations around here. And we're not talking very well-lit venues, so I have no problem letting the G9 creep up to 6400 ISO. It seems to deal with it pretty well, and even using Lightroom's built-in noise control deals with it well enough for newspaper publication, and certainly for online publication. So anyway, I thought I'd show these images, show examples of using Topaz Photo AI to deal with it, and also using Lightroom's built-in noise control. So let's have a look. I'll be back with a follow-up. Here's the image of the red-winged blackbird, and shot at 10,000 ISO. If you're in North America, you're familiar with this bird. If not, this is not a close relative to the Eurasian blackbird, which is more closely related to our American robin. Anyway, I've zoomed in here and you can see the noise, which really, honestly, I would have thought would be worse. It's really not that bad. So I ran the image through Topaz Photo AI, and if we zoom in here, you can see the noise is gone pretty much, and did an okay job sharpening on the feathers. But what I wanted to do was see what would happen if we took, and this is a similar image, this is the next image in the frame. I had the drive set to high speed. And here it's zoomed in, you can see again the noise. But what I did is I just used Lightroom's noise reduction tool. So I increased the luminance, noise reduction, and used the sharpness masking to try to keep the sharp areas from being softened. And zooming in here, you can see that does a pretty good job as well. I think Topaz probably does a better job in sharpening, but this is perfectly acceptable, I think. I think pretty obvious that if you make that mistake, you're going to be able to salvage the results either with Topaz Photo AI or even using the built-in noise reduction tools in Lightroom. And if you're a newbie to Lightroom, it's really pretty simple. I'm not going to go into it here. There are tons of tutorials on YouTube, so just do a search on Lightroom noise reduction, and you'll find plenty of these that'll show you how to do it. Simple step. Topaz, I think, when it's really noisy, I think Topaz is going to do a better job. Let me know what you think. If you're a G9 Mark II owner, let me know your experiences with higher ISO. I'm sure people will be interested. If this was useful to you, hit that like button, thumbs up button. It's a big help to me. I'm Todd Banner. I will see you next time.